Yeah, thank you. My question goes to Dr. PrayGod. It seems from what you have presented that ARTs have two effects. One is to reduce the insulin secretion, as well as leading to increased fat mass and less lean mass. What could be happening?
Any other question? Maybe take 3 or so before we give the mic. Any other? So as questions are being prepared, let's take them.
These are not really easy questions. We only have hypotheses. So people think the reason why malnourished or individuals tend to gain more fat rather than lean mass is because it is a body survival strategy that when you gain fat mass, you have enough energy to help to fuel the ongoing inflammation. So you gain mass, you gain fat mass because you have an inflammatory process going on that needs energy to keep on going on. That is the hypothesis, and that's what people think. The question on why it seems that yes, that when you're on ART, maybe there's a reduced level of insulin secretion, and we don't know that. We are still studying that, and we are looking at data to see what is really going on.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for those two presentations. I would like to direct my question or comment to Dr. Wachira. Dr. Wachira, you are very passionate about your brave journey, and I pray that you keep that passion and make sure that you disseminate it to other mentees that will be coming after you, or the ones you'll be leading. However, I noted that, I don't know if I was sleeping a little bit, but I thought I had to talk about working with Plasmodium again. So my question was, if we are looking at the question of as to whether mosquitoes know when they are getting sick and they feel like they need to treat themselves against malaria, what is the connection between Plasmodium vaginae and the species of mosquitoes that transmit malaria to the human beings? That did not come out clearly. And secondly, I was envying you very much when you showed us that equipment for rearing mosquitoes in the lab that unfortunately arrived when you were a little bit too late along the way. And I remember my struggles in the olden days in Cambridge trying to raise mosquitoes in the old-fashioned insectary. So with such a piece of equipment now at Cambridge, what are your plans to make sure that it gets put to use? Thank you.
Yes, I mentioned about Plasmodium vaginae, and the reason why I mentioned about Plasmodium vaginae is the fact that when you want the mice, when you want to layer the mice and to grow the mice and infect with the Plasmodium, you use the Plasmodium vaginae because it's the one that is actually compatible. The mice, the mosquito will feed on these mice, and that is where the vaginae was coming from. The other thing is the insect growth chamber is artificial because that is the partner institution with the thrive. Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes. Thank you for your presentation. My questions are for the first presenter, Dr. PrayGod. I was wondering if you had spoken about malnutrition in your patients before you started ART, and I was asking whether calcification in the pancreas was a consideration as a possible cause for the DM that you saw. We've seen isolated cases even within sub-Saharan Africa. of calcific pancreatic DM. And also I was surprised to see quite a number of patients you recruited that were not on ART. So I'm wondering, are you following the test and treat guidelines for HIV management currently? And then maybe lastly, what was your cutoff for the HbA1c determination for DM?
Thank you very much. So the cutoff point was 6.5%. The first question, yes, you're right. One of the hypotheses why we are seeing reduced levels of insulin secretion is that maybe there is calcification of pancreas. But unfortunately, with the kind of procedure that we are currently doing, we will not be able to for sure say that is happening. We have other grants that we are writing, and those, if funded, will help to see for sure whether that is the reason why we are getting reduced secretion. The second question was whether we are, what happens? We are in the test and treat era, what is happening. So what we did was that we recruited patients or participants before they started ART. So what data that I presented was baseline data. So before they started ART, and all those that we are now following are on ART because the policy is you are started on treatment after you are diagnosed with the HIV. Thank you.
So with an advantage of being a chairman, I'll squeeze one. Thinking as a mosquito and trying to see whether a mosquito treats itself, we would assume that if a mosquito has plasmodium, it goes for certain plants which don't seem to be so nutritious that it's going to treat itself. But then on the other hand, I'm trying to think that because a number of studies have shown so much interaction between plasmodium and the mosquito. And I'm thinking, say, if something is nutritious to the plasmodium in a plant, those plasmodium would still trigger some reactions, and the mosquito would follow for that plant, but in response to the infection with the plasmodium. And whereas if you get a plant and do some extractions, then if you identify a single compound out of the composition, that may be harmful to the parasite. However, in a combination and when processed by mosquito, it becomes nutritious to the parasite. How do you remove or separate the interactions?
There is what we call guided isolation processes. And this we do it along with the bioassay and isolation. When you take the crude extract, like I have shown, this is what have been fed to the mosquito. You really just extract the mosquito and see what they fed on. And you'll be able to tell from the LCMS, liquid chromatography mass spectrometry, comparing with the control, you'll be able to tell this is the specific component this mosquito fed on. And then, because you have your crude extract as one of the control, you'll be able to identify this is the compound that I want to isolate from that, and you go for that. So it's guided, it's isolation through guided bioassays all along. Even the pure compounds that you get, you go back to the assays and see whether they are really active.
Thank you. So maybe a round of applause to the presenters as they go through. So next we're going to receive presentation.